Now we are going to study the organelle which is called as a mitochondria. Mitochondria are membrane bound cell organelle. As it is a membrane bound cell organelle, it is only present in the eukaryotic cell and it is essential for the aerobic respiration. Mind it please, it is the organelle which is present in the cell for the aerobic respiration. Now, as you see that in the diagram, mitochondria, I am already telling you the labelings. It has two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. Please look at the diagram carefully. And in between the two membrane, intermembrane space is there. Fine. Now you can see that outer membrane is continuous, but inner membranes have a foldings, and that foldings are in towards the matrix. You can see the labeling matrix. So these inner foldings are called as a cristae. Fine. Now can you see now the ribosomes are there in it? One thing I want to tell you that the cell, even though it is a eukaryotic cells, and eukaryotic cells have a ribosomes which is ATS, but the ribosomes which are present in the mitochondria are the 70S. Fine. So purple color thread like structures are DNA. Now I want to tell you very interesting feature of this also, that as in the prokaryotic cells, the nucleus chromosomes are without nuclear membrane. Fine. So that is called as a nucleoid. What is it called as? Nucleoid, as the nucleus is without nuclear membrane. So here also DNA is without nuclear membrane. So it can be called as a prokaryotic cell. But this mitochondria is an organelle and is present in the eukaryotic cell. Fine. Now moving ahead, two membranes have their own specific enzymes we will be going through later on associated with the mitochondrial function. You know that mitochondria is responsible for aerobic respiration. It is also called as powerhouse of the cell, as they produce the cellular energy in the form of ATP. So mitochondria possess circular DNA like the bacteria, few RNA molecules, ribosome 70S like the bacteria, and are the components of the protein synthesis. Mitochondria divide by fission. So as it has its own DNA, that is why mitochondria can divide by fission, and this phenomena by which the mitochondria can divide by its own DNA, that is why it is called as semi-autonomous unit. Please write it in your copy that mitochondria is called as semi-autonomous unit. Fine. Why? Because it has its own DNA. So it can be asked that what are the characteristics of the mitochondria which are similar to the bacteria. So what are the functions of mitochondria? It plays a very important role in cellular metabolism. It has various enzymes which are needed for the synthesis of fatty acids, and it plays a very important role in the respiration. Its characteristic feature is it has inner folding called as cristae, and one thing more, you can see a dot like brown dot like structures. So that is a FO and F1 portion that plays a very important role in the formation of energy ATP. That is why it is called as a powerhouse of the cell, that you will be going through in respiration of plants. Fine. Now next mitochondria is plastid, and that is only present in the plant cells and euglenoids. You know about the euglenoids, that when they are present in bright sunlight, they are able to make their own food, otherwise they are heterotroph. So similarly, plastids are also semi-autonomous organelles. Secondly, they have a double membrane envelope, so that is why they are present in the eukaryotic cells, and they have their own genetic material, that is DNA. Fine. And they are only present in the plant cell and euglenoids. Fine. Now there are variety of plastids. They are chloroplast, chromoplast, leucoplast. You can see over here. What can you see over here? That red color is chromoplast, green color is chloroplast. But can you see any color in the leucoplast? No. So leucoplasts are colorless. Fine. You can see the plastids in the potatoes. Potatoes, they have a colorless plastids, and that is called as a leucoplast. Similarly, amyloplasts are there, which stores carbohydrate, starch in rice, wheat, potato. Fine. And one elaioplast are the leucoplast, which stores oils and fats. And aleroplast are the protein storing leucoplast. Now you can see the words which I have already spelled. Amyloplast, that stores starch, elaioplast, that stores oils and fats, aleroplast, that stores proteins. And what are chloroplast and chromoplast then? Chloroplast, being green in color, gives green color to the leaf, and they play a very important role in photosynthesis as they trap the solar energy. That we will be doing its importance in photosynthesis in plants. Then coming to chromoplast are fat soluble carotenoid pigments like carotene. Carotene gives red color. You can see red color in the carrot. Xanthophyll, that gives a yellowish color. This gives a yellow, orange and a red color. So different petals, fruit colors are due to chromoplast. Fine. Chloroplast are double membrane bound organelles which are present in the mesophyll cells of the leaf. They are lens shaped, oval, spherical, discoid or ribbon like organelle. It can be of variety of shapes. Now their number varies from 1 in Chlamydomonas and 20 to 40 per cell in mesophyll. You can see over here, this is the diagram of the chloroplast. It is double membrane structure. You can see in the diagram outer membrane, inner membrane. Now what are you observing inside the chloroplast? Can't you see there are disc-like structures? Yes, you can see very clearly. It has a disc-like structures. You can see the labeling over here. The disc-like structures are called as thylakoids. Fine. They are flattened membranes. But when these thylakoids are piled together, then they are collectively called as grana. Okay. And then it has a membrane of thylakoid is enclosed, and that is called as a lumen. And it has a space in the inner membrane of the chloroplast, that is called as a stroma. What is it called as? Stroma. Okay. And where the thylakoids or the granas are connected, that is called as stroma lamellae. Now thylakoids are arranged in a stacks called grana or intergranal thylakoids. There are flat membranous tubules called as the thylakoids which connect stromal lamellae, which connects the thylakoid of the different grana. So they are connecting the grana to each other. The stroma. What is the things which are present in the space? The stroma contain, as like of mitochondria, double-stranded circular DNA molecule, 70S ribosome, and various enzymes for the synthesis of carbohydrates and proteins, as they play a very important role in photosynthesis. So the ribosomes of the chloroplast are smaller, that is 70S, than the cytoplasmic reticulum, cytoplasmic ribosome, that is the 80S. Now coming to ribosome. So in turn, when the question will be asked, what is the function of various plastids? So you must know that chloroplast plays a very important role in photosynthesis for the formation of organic compound, and chromoplasts, they provide colors to many fruits and flowers and help in storing fats and lipids, and in the main role is in the photosynthesis, and they are present only in the plant cell. Then coming to ribosomes. Okay, now ribosomes are non-membranous granular structures. What is written is non-membranous. As it is non-membranous, that is why it is present in the prokaryotic cells, and they play a very important role in formation of proteins, so they are called as the protein factories. Fine. Now, as the prokaryotic cells, ribosomes are 70S, whereas the eukaryotic ribosomes are 80S. What is S over here? It is called as a Swedberg's unit, or stands for sedimentation coefficient, measures the density and size. Both 70S and 80S ribosomes have smaller and larger subunit. They are not present in joint. They are not together. You can see over here the yellow and the gray color. So ribosomes are not connected. Larger subunit is not connected to the bigger unit, but they come and combine with each other only when they have to synthesize the proteins. So they are first observed ribosome in 1953 by George Palade. You can see over here, eukaryotic ribosomes have two subunits, 60S and 40S, and together forms 80S. You can see over here, they are further divided. You can see 28S ribosomal RNA, 5.85 ribosomal RNA. Okay, you can see over here, but actually you must know that it is a 80S, which is made up of two subunit. Smaller subunit is 70S and larger subunit is 60S. Fine. Now what is the difference between the 70S ribosome and 80S ribosome? You know very well. 70S ribosome is found in prokaryotes like bacteria, cyanobacteria. 80S ribosomes are found in eukaryotes, algae, fungi, plants, animals. Here the smaller subunit is 30S and larger subunit is 50S, whereas in 80S ribosome the smaller unit is 40S and larger unit is 60S. Okay, so 70S and 80S ribosomes, the RNA protein ratio. In the 70S ribosome, RNA protein ratio is 60-40, means more amount of RNA and 40% is the protein. Whereas in the 80S ribosome, the ratio of RNA and proteins are same, that is 50-50. So we have discussed three organelles today: mitochondria, chloroplast and ribosomes. Thank you.